the actors.
Ja właściwie aktorem musiałem być, ponieważ
I had to become an actor,
mój ojciec siedział w więzieniu.
as my father was in jail in the late 40s.
Moja matka modliła się
My
do
mother
Boga
prayed to
Świętego
Saint Judah Tadeusz,
od spraw beznadziejnych.
and
I jakby
she vowed to make an actor out of me.
za mnie przymierze, że ja powinienem być w jakimś sensie ofiarowany. I ta ofiara jakby się spełnia
From
poprzez
childhood,
moje aktorstwo.
I was bound to the theater.
Ja właściwie już
It was a
od
typical
dzieciństwa
provincial theater
się przypatrywałem
that was created by my
teatrowi
father.
robionemu przez mojego ojca.
And so the fate of an actor is predetermined by chance. And what determines the fate of a role, a performance in the street theater? It's rather, again, everyday reality itself. The theater has been present in the Peace Caravan from the very start. And any actors, it seems to me, is supposed to meditate on life and death. However, one should not think that life depends entirely on us. To have a good performance requires the will chance too. And big luck is wanted. Your own will is but an element of success. In a while, this window will become the scene for Danielle. As one is working at an altitude, not in a figurative but in a direct sense, such a notion as good luck acquires specific meaning. It's important to us that Les Compagnies du Hasard was born out of the confluence of two large and so different currents, the theater of Francophone drama and the theater as a means of global communication. This year, the company numbers 17 persons. First about the actors. Toufik. The boy is Moroccan, very cute and instinctively knowing how to frighten others. He's very devoted to us and follows us all the way. He came to France not long ago and speaks poor French as yet. Bénédicte, a brilliant singer. She's got a fantastic voice, a very generous and responsive woman, but very poorly organized and completely unable to do things the way it's required at the moment. Then Marie-Hélène. She's got a rich, very natural voice that fascinates all who hear her singing. However, her constantly low spirits have become a parable with us. Christophe Biel. He's an intolerable bore, but he's an actor who grows in mastery right before our very eyes. Every time I watch him work, I'm touched and moved, but his achievements cost us much. Nicolas is a beginning actor, and he's only one of us who studied drama. He finished the theatrical school in Paris, where he got different ideas and theories that do not coincide, to a certain extent, with those which our provincial company has worked out with its own efforts. Nicolas can be cute and completely intolerable at the same time. But it's very important that we have him. He's got a bright head. I met Danielle in 1977. She was 17 then. That is to say, she's about 30 now. She was a very pretty girl. Before then, I knew nothing about the theater. I hadn't had one chance to act, and I never read plays. And she wished eagerly to act. She seemed not to have found her place in life. And our meeting with him was enough for me to plunge into this new world. Nicolas is no riddle to me. He's a man of great energy. One can take much of him and exist thanks to it. And it's perfect. He's a man of extraordinary generosity. And it seems to me he vitally needs this generosity himself. She always does what one wants from her and allows herself no gag. That eternal disease of many actresses. And it seems to me she more than once sacrificed her own success to support a beginning partner. The force of great actresses is in devotion to their partners, in order to help even those least able of them to make a good representation of themselves, giving them good cue when needed most of all. There are neither stages nor curtains at the street theater, and a performance in the street starts much earlier than the beginning of the performance itself. The actors entering a town is already the beginning of a spectacle. Theatre Royal Deluxe of France worked within the Caravan in Leningrad only. You won't watch the performance itself, but you're supposed to feel the aura that was produced among the public in the course of a peculiar prelude to the performance, and then as the final scenes were over. And for the caravanners, life went on yet after what is accepted to term with the word after. Right here in Leningrad, another outstanding happening produced itself. The King of Fools, the renowned Dutch clown Django Edwards, paid a visit to the local king of the amateur clown ring. Oh, he almost broke my ribs. Unfortunately, a scandal broke out. Apparently, some unauthorized infiltrators filled some baby things right out of the pram at the European monarch's home. Yet the incident was hushed up quite in the spirit of the royal diplomacy and never overshadowed the solemn ceremony.
How do clowns live, I mean, how?
One cannot make a clown live the life he doesn't like, for the clown is the freest being. And what do you think about the clown's life?
Well, they live by the greatest thing that they can receive, it's not money, but it's a smile. It's love, it's laughter, it's happiness. When the show's over, you know as well as I, nobody can give you anything that's greater than when the audience looks at you and they go, that's what I live by, and that's what I think most clowns live by too. Smiles. Smiles are the greatest reward we can get. Hurry up, the next question.
Do you see any difference between American and Soviet clowns?
No, I don't find any difference except that the Soviet clowns are crazier. I would say that Soviet clowns are just as funny as American clowns. What do you think the difference between American and Soviet clowns are?
It's all one to me, an American or Soviet clown. I see no difference because the two tumble down and get big bumps.
W przypadku spektaklu
In the performance Meat,
ja konkretnie zrobiłem
I played the part of a beggar,
koszarda, takiego człowieka,
a fallen man who trudges across the whole city with his miserable belongings.
ponieważ ci ludzie
I chose that image because of all those living, I'm excessively interested in those people, poor and degraded, with whom I'm bound with common ties and circumstances.
Czuję ten sam los. I nie jest to kwestia
And in that situation, the main thing is not to create an image,
takiego człowieka,
but to
ale
seek
jest to
yourself.
kwestia szukania mnie samego.
Bronenosiec Potiomkin płynie через...
The ironclad Potyomkin cruises across our time, our blinded hearts.
Ослепшие сердца.
Jest to oczywiście ważne.
I consider it very important nowadays,
do
the turning to the ironclad Potyomkin,
motywu rewolucji.
to the revolutionary motifs.
Jakby próba
We try to interpret the subject in our own way, having counterposed meat,
tematem
revolution.
opozycji mięso i rewolucja.
Pozbawiając mnie mórz rozmachu i rozbiegu, dając pod stopę ziemi przymusowej akt, jakiście osiągnęli zysk. Niewiele tego. Nie odbierzecie mi poruszeń moich warg.
What shall I do now?
Szczególnie
Shall I do?
silne wrażenie robił ten spektakl.
A stronger impact was produced by the performance on the audience in Moscow, Leningrad, and Prague,
Była
and
to
that was
jakby
only quite natural.
nasza wspólna sprawa.
That was our common experience.
Naszych przeżyć.
We shared the ordeal which we lived through, in the conditions of that one and not some other system.
Bronenosiec Potiomkin pływie przez nasze wremia.
In the street theater and nowhere else, such things are possible too. A demonstration led by the Polish Solidarność leader Lech Walesa organically blended with the atmosphere of the preparation for the performance, The Catastrophe. It is presented outdoors by the Leningrad Theater, The Facemakers.
Мы не можем
We cannot await mercies from nature. This sacramental phrase is a conclusion to the fact that Homo sapiens is the uppermost grade of the natural hierarchy. The phrase has deeply impressed our consciousness. Viva Homo sapiens, viva the thought, long live mankind, long live man.